Aquarius, welcome to your January 2022 reading. First month of the year, we're going to be getting a step-by-step, week-by-week read, and we'll be getting advice from tarot, of course. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you guys. So happy to have you here. We'll be getting an oracle card right out the deck first, and then we'll be going into the tarot. The oracle is just really there to help guide us, give us an idea of where this reading is going. All right. Shadow self. So we're going to open it up. I'm not going to read very much. They're usually very small little descriptions. Nobody wants to hear from the book for too long. We deem our shadow self a weakness and strive to keep it hidden from the outside world. The act of repression, however, only succeeds in wasting precious energy and empowering negativity. Over a lifetime, these patterns can become rigid, blinding us to the fact that we carry and project them to the world. We only know our lives or our relationships are not working, and we feel separate, divided, and imprisoned by our actions, instead of empowered by our wise actions. So the appearance of this card presents you with a powerful opportunity to see how your shadow self could be preventing you from finding peace. It could well be the missing link. By exposing your fears to the light, you will dissolve the power they once had and transmute them into powerful allies. I love this quote. And I apologize because I don't remember exactly who it was who said this, but basically, you know, when you turn around and face the boogeyman, instead of running away, you'll turn around and realize that he's holding out a gift for you. And that's just the same as working on shadow self. When you're willing to take a look at what's there in the corners and you're able to air it all out, you'll feel a lighter weight of being, you know? And you, of course, discover a ton about yourself. So, getting into the tarot, first week of January, we'll be getting some insight on that week. And let's start that over, shall we? And then we'll be getting some advice on how best to go forward. All right. First week of January. Please make it clear, Spirit. Thank you. All right. Getting reversals, Hermit. This is coming in out of the dark. This is a sense of something coming back to you. Something, maybe an opportunity that you thought you once wanted to leave or had left you. The Hermit. No longer hiding. Flying out is the Sun and the Devil. We're going to put these back in the deck, but I want to talk about these. The Sun shines a light over the whole reading. It's a very positive thing. The Devil, which wanted to fly out, is talking about a behavioral pattern that doesn't serve you. So this could be addiction. This could be something connected to sex. In this case, the other cards don't allude to that, but I have to throw it out there. But the Devil, it's symbolized by these two. It's actually the Lovers, but in reverse. They're chained to the Devil, which is suggesting that it's you were feeling at one point chained to a behavior, possibly in relationships, or a pattern that you kept on cycling back through. It's as if, you know, if you were to read through all your diaries, you'd realize, I don't know if you guys have done that, but it's a trip. Like, you realize, oh my God, I've been living a lot of patterns inside my life. I talk about the same shit over and over again. But anyway, so these wanted to come out, and this all looks very positive. It suggests that you are getting, I feel like you're getting a new start in a direction that you once chose and you felt had chosen you. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if Five of Pentacles came out at one point. There's a sense of something coming back to you. There's a sense of you coming out of a very darker, like a dark period, a withdrawn period. All right, so for the first week of January, wow, 10 of Swords upside down. So usually when 10 of Swords comes upright, it's a rough ending. It's like maybe things were said, realizations were made. It's not an ending that was soft and gentle. It hurts. And this is upside down. So in this entire deck, all the cards are right side up. These are falling upside down, meaning there's almost like the hands of the clock have gone in reverse. Like you're getting this, it's like, this is mercy, this is grace. First week of January, and then you have an offer. How beautiful. So in the first week of January, something really special happens. This feels like the rise of the phoenix, guys. This feels like, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the star card. This is getting a hope, a dream realized, and then something, the clouds parting, and this literally, you know, and this new offer comes. Now, this is going to be in the shape of a relationship for some of you guys. It's going to be in the shape of a job or inheritance or something for others. Let's get a little clarity on the Ace of Pentacles, because that's a great card. Okay, Four of Pentacles. Let's get some more. The Lovers. So it's interesting because we've got this. One sec. I have to get one more because this is really special. Something that at one point, okay, so I think that a lot of you guys are getting a restart with another individual, and a relationship. You had made this association with relationships. You had made this association that said, it takes an immense amount of work. And in one aspect, in one particular aspect of your life and yourself. So like for some of you guys, that would have been communication. For some of you guys, that would have been sex. For others, you know what I mean? But you know, you equated it to a lack of, like, I have to work extra hard in order for any relationship to work. In this area, I have to work extra hard, or I exhaust myself in this way. And what this is saying is in the first week of January, you have a breakthrough. You go back to something, and with a new vision, a new realization that, no, indeed, you don't have to do the work that you thought you did. Things are going to come effortlessly in this connection. This person and this relationship, a lot of you guys are actually going to be going back to with an ex, but this restart is going to look nothing like the first time around. But that's not going to be all of you. For others of you, it's going to be this beautiful offering that makes you realize, finally, here it is. I don't have to try to suck in all my energy because it feels like it's being depleted, exhausting myself on a relationship. No, relationships can in fact come really easily, you will find. Really beautiful. I'm just gonna get a little more clarity. We did get a card flipping, but I just take the flyers, okay guys? Like that one, woo! Right on, Hanged Man energy. So life is going to speed up a little bit, you know, in one aspect, but there's this offering coming through, but you're gonna deserve this, because I think it's been a long time in coming. I feel like that ending that you had, that ending felt like it took a long time for this to make, like, for you to fully come back around to this new offer. And it wasn't a waste of time. It was very much on purpose. There was something you were supposed to learn. It's like you had to become your own problem solver out of it. You were incentivized. Something during that long, dark night of the soul that you had recently in 2021. Something about that, going inward and retreating from others in a certain way, retreating into yourself, you became the King of Swords. You were able to utilize for the first time a new kind of aggressive energy. King of Swords is battle-torn, battle-worn, wise, and cutting, calculating, not feeling, not up in their big, sensitive, compassionate feels, but really knows what needs to get done in order to get results. So you've been learning about yourself. You've been observing about life. And I think the Devil card flipped on purpose because you have been observing your own patterns in relationships and in life. And it's almost like in January, you received this reward. things all of a sudden come easier. And it's because you are incentivized to actually make some movements and solve whatever problem this was. I think that you have kicked this into gear. All right, you guys, so let's see what kind of advice the tarot has for you for the first week of January. While I'm doing this, I'll just say, please hit that like button if this does resonate. It means so much to me. Thank you. All right, so what kind of advice does tarot have for Aquarius? That wants to flip, but I will just, ooh, King of Pentacles. We love King of Pentacles, but we need to just take the flyers. Seven of Swords. The Sun. That sheds a beautiful light over everything. That's something you should know. Seven of Swords is deceit. So that could be pulling the wool over your eyes, your own eyes in some way, pulling the wool over others. We'll get a little bit of clarity on that one, okay? Flipping but not flying, Four of Cups. Flipping but not flying, the Chariot. All right, guys. We need flyers. Right. So this is definitely shadow self, shadow work. This is what your oracle was talking about. You're definitely being called to keep at it. Keep at the shadow work. I do feel that when this offer comes through down below here and things feel like, oh, they're getting easy, our natural response as human beings is to slack in the, like, oh, just take a deep breath and not do necessarily all the work. There's still something that you're being advised to take a look at. This could be in another person or in yourself, but not to basically, not to give up, even though, you've sown the seeds for a really beautiful future. And so you're being called to reflect on that. And your job is not quite done in being very honest with yourself and being honest with another individual. I feel like there's conversations waiting to happen in that first week and probably going into the next week in January that are going to be all about honesty, about expectations. There's going to be sharing possibly about your journey, about their journey, possibly a confession or two, because with the Seven of Swords, indeed, there is a sense of something coming to the light with the Sun. So something's coming from a hidden place into the light, which is a beautiful thing. There's our Five of Pentacles. There's a fear attached here. There's a fear of being rejected or being pushed out. There's a fear of not being accepted with whatever this is, this revelation coming forward. But what in fact it does, this is beautiful energy, Aquarius energy with a Fool. What it does is it frees one's up. A whole new journey is beginning. If you follow this advice from tarot, is taking the Seven of Swords energy of deception, of being either hiding behind the wool that you've pulled over your own eyes, allowing somebody else to pull wool over your eyes, you get the picture. But basically unpacking that bravely, and it does connect to shadow self, and sticking with it, because you are indeed sowing these seeds for the future, and you're starting fresh. You're getting a second chance. And I've heard it said, our next relationships are the quality of our next relationships is basically decided upon how we left our last ones. So this is kind of like living clean. This is about living clean. All right, so we're gonna give the cards a shuffle, and then we're gonna get into your second week. I'm gonna just collect these, and I'll say, while I'm doing this, I do personal readings, and you just simply have to open the description box below and email me, and we can take it from there. All right. So second week of January, there's a couple of these that are flipped in the deck. Okay. For Aquarius, second week of January. Beautiful. Empress Energy, radical. Second week of January. All right. Let's do this. Awesome, you guys. Wow. 10 of Cups with 9 of Cups. There is a sequence here, a little bit of. So second week of January 2021, we've got this Empress Energy. Now this could be somebody getting pregnant. This could be, but Empress Energy is like really beautiful, really desirable looking person. This could be somebody in your midst that you desire, that or you could be actually emitting that Empress Energy. Either way, there's something that you have a little bit of doubt over in the second week of January, but you're standing strongly by your convictions. And so for some of you guys, this is going to be going forward with a pregnancy, and that's only going to be a small portion of you guys. You're going to be taking a look at what you hold stable in your life. You could be having doubts about a gathering too. 4 of Wands is sometimes weddings, gatherings, but it also symbolizes our stability. And so this being upside down, you've got some doubt about some convictions that you have, something that you're going forward with in life. But regardless, or despite that doubt, you're going to keep moving forward anyway, and it leads you to major prosperity, happiness, love. It's like you get your wish, you arrive at a really beautiful place. What is this 4 of Wands? Flipping but not flying. Okay, it did fly. Wow. So there's a conflict that has kind of destabilized your sense of, I guess, safety and stability, home. For some of you guys, it is like canceling a gathering, canceling your invitation because you disagree with something. But we have it with the Sun card, which is the second time this has popped out for you. And that sheds a beautiful light on all of it. I think that this will have a great resolution. It will just kind of shake up a little bit. And the 7 of Wands, this is fighting off your doubts, fighting off other people's doubts, possibly standing by your convictions. We have the Emperor, we have the Strength. One moment. Wow. So through communication, wow, and I turn things over and there's the moon just sitting on top, flipped over. So we have the sun and the moon in the same reading in the second week of January. And this is all about, you're going to thank the work you did on your shadow self, because it's going to make you more courageous and fearless, just facing truth and having these conversations that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it quickly changes to something more comfortable. You're willing to, so it opens your eyes by standing by your convictions in the second week of January. I would pay attention to how people react when you say no. I would pay attention because I feel that you have somebody with false courage in your midst. This could be somebody who comes off as bossy, literally could be a boss. It could be somebody who has false strength, false implements of strength, and they're hiding their own slew of insecurities and all that. So instead of actually going deep down inside themselves and pulling out real courage and strength and leadership, they are kind of manipulative and kind of petty. So you have this big epiphany. Somehow this leads to a big epiphany. You standing by your convictions, kind of, and a lot of you guys, this is breaking through. You are the Emperor upside down. You are the person that instead of having false implements of strength or being manipulated, you break through with this huge, with a judgment card, this life change. It's this realization and this conversation that's really important. That's going to be some of you guys. Others of you, it's going to be this standing by your convictions and standing strong, even though there are some doubts. You're going to reveal a manipulator around you in your world. And this is going to suddenly, it's going to be kind of an epiphany. You're going to be like, oh, wow, I see them for who they really are. And I do think that there is this realization you make. So there's this, either you get a message or you have a conversation, you discover something, basically, that changes your mind about some things. And I think it makes the way forward much simpler. I think those doubts melt away. And I think the Sun card, the happy cards of the 10 and the 9 of Cups are achieved somehow very closely linked to that. So let's get some advice from Tarot on this second week of January for Aquarians. Take those. Nice. Two of Wands with the World card, coming out with Page of Pentacles, coming out again, same card right here and right here. 10 of Cups, beautiful. You're going to be having some healing here. One sec, let me take a look at this. I think something that you've been waiting for is no longer, you're not going to have to wait for it anymore. There's going to be a breakthrough, an end of a phase, and a beginning of a new one. I think you might even have some communication with somebody from a long distance away. This could be somehow the person that this reading is about. They might be a distance from you. But it's like you reach this really positive healing place and closing that chapter. You've learned something. You're almost, I think, reinvigorated to, some of you guys might even choose a different career. I know this is funny, but, and possibly feeling like it's out of left field, but you might be falling into another skill set or choosing another career and closing the chapter on an old one, and it really leads to your happiness. This is something going towards something that feeds your soul, and but you're going to be learning about it. You're going to be researching about it. So you're being encouraged to do this, because this is our advice portion of the reading. Right on. We got some cups. We got the Queen of Cups flying out. This is feeding into your passions. You have somebody that I think believes in you. We have somebody who might be your support. I think you're surrounded with some supportive friends. They want to hold you accountable. There's somebody I feel that in your midst that believes in you, wants you to hold yourself accountable to the seeds that you've sown, to the standards that you set. I feel a real like raw energy, like keep going, Aquarius. So that's really positive. I would definitely say, you know, like this all looks very much like it's moving forward after a period of stagnation in some area. So, beautiful, you guys. Wow, that is really cool. All right, so we're going to give the cards a shuffle. We're going to look into your third week of January 2021. That was so cool how it flipped out and there was the moon. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Third week of January. What do you have for us? What do you have for us, Aquarius, third week of January 2021? Excuse me, 2022. Flying, or but not flipping. Flipping but not flying, Knight of Swords. Let's start with this one. We keep on getting that, you guys. Withholding. Some of you guys are hoarders. Hoarding your energy or hoarding your nickels and dimes. You're saving something up. Trying to be aware of where your money's going. We're going to set the cards this way this time. We've got our Seven of Swords popping up again. We're going to get some clarity on that. We've got the Hierophant coming out with the Queen of Wands. All right, third week of January. I'm going to do this. All right. Third week of January. One more from the deck for Aquarius. Awesome. That's not a bad way to finish off that week. Some clarity, please. Thank you. This is interesting. I'm going to get a little bit more clarity on Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is somebody... Court cards are oftentimes people. This could be you. It could be somebody else. Interesting. Why are we getting the Seven of Swords? Just abusing these cards. Give me a minute here. I'm really unpacking this week. It's very dynamic. Wow. The Tower card comes up upside down, which is great. Okay, so the third week of January is really interesting. It ends up really great. There is some cutting bullshit out. There's an individual here. Again, it wraps back into their oracle card, talking about shadow self, and you're going to be glad you did that work. You're going to be glad that you created that dialogue with yourself, because that's the template you're going to be using in order to guide yourself through this month. This month is looking really cool. But the third week of January, there is somebody in your midst that I think is disconnected to something deeper. I think they're shallow, basically. They are aware of surfaces. They want to look good. And they could literally look great on their outside. They could be attractive, you know. They could look popular or busy and successful. But they're disconnected to something deeper. You're getting the Page of Pentacles in the World again with them, which suggests they look similar to the week prior, which suggests that it feels like you're getting to know them, getting to know a certain aspect about them. Let's see. I'm wondering if this is, in fact, for some of you guys, this person who's being a little bit fake on the outside is you, and the reason you're really focused on how you look on the outside is because you're feeling insecure in a career or in an area that is new to you. And while you're doing all this research and trying to look confident because it's a brand new journey, you got to be aware that you don't want to lose connection by spending that much time in your ego and your awareness of your surface and how you're appearing to others. You don't want to lose connection to something deeper, to your high priestess, to your intuition. Okay? But we have here definitely the ability to go inward with the Hermit card. You know, that is popping out. So, you know, for the sake of surfaces, money, materialism, this is materialism here. Losing sight of something deeper because of a materialistic view. We have something that happens in the 3rd week of January where you feel you have to make a decision, but you're having a hard time making that decision. You can't feel where your instincts are telling you. You can't feel where I'm just gonna take a look at that and turn it over. Wheel of Fortune is flipped. This could be somebody coming back or a situation coming back at you, but it's not the same one. It's going to cause anxiety because it triggers an old feeling of losing control. It's going to remind you of a big shakeup that had led to an earlier transformation. But in fact, I think something that's been hidden, you're getting the Deception card again of the 7 of Swords. Something that somebody's done that is deceptive. You're going to have to cut, I think you're going to end up cutting them out. You're going to be making it's going to be a hard decision. It's going to cause some anxiety. You're safe from this tower. It's upside down. But in order to really be safe from this tower, these are the actions you're going to be taking. To fully make this transformation is to cut out the deception. We have, just to run through these in case you want to look it up yourself, we've got 7 of Swords, we've got the transformation card, Temperance, thank God. I was like, transformation card. 2 of Swords, the Tower in reverse, with the 9 of Swords, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords pops up. Typically, as a very calculating individual, this is an energy that one is occupying, and it feels like your energy. Somebody's occupying the energy of Queen of Swords, which is like no bullshit, cutting out what no longer is serving you. So this is either an act, a pattern, an act. We're not getting the Devil card out with it though. Let's see if we get the Devil card out. Nope. I think in moving forward with your life and honoring the seeds that you're sowing and a new start that you are having, you're cutting out any act of deception. All right, so you're gonna feel a little overwhelmed, possibly with an offer, an invitation to go to a gathering, or something that feels like it's been destabilized. I think it just needs to be let go. It's just let it go. I think that path is going to become very clear. You're going to leave the realm of being overwhelmed and you're going to release that burden of obligation, and you are going to be very, very happy for it with the 9 of Cups. I think that something with a home, hearth, stability, or gatherings, it's just like letting go of that obligation. You're going to, I think, feel very clear. You're going to have victory here. That's awesome. You're going to feel very clear that you don't feel like engaging with this energy. And once you just let yourself off the hook, you're going to breathe a sigh of relief. You're going to be going back to happy, healthy life. All right, so advice, though. Advice from tarot. 3rd week. We got the Queen of Cups flying out with the World card again. Keep on getting that. This is really a phase that is trying to end, you guys. And it's like buttoning up a chapter of life. 4 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. The work card. Clarity on the Four of Cups, please. Nine of Pentacles upside down. You're getting all the court cards for cups. This is all about passion, all about listening to your desires and your passions, your compassion, thinking from your heart, thinking from your highest emotional self. You are really being called to fearlessly look at what you want to work for. And a lot of it is actually emotional work that you're being called to do, not to be scared off by the emotions that may be coming in the following months, in the following weeks. But you're going to be getting some offers. You're going to be, I think that an opening is going to occur in your life, and people are going to be coming into that opening, and they're going to be compassionate individuals. They might even be artists. They might be musicians. They might be creative, because the cups do rule the creative arts too. But you're closing a chapter and you're opening a new chapter, one that's not so isolated and safe, but and a lot of you guys are social, very social, but I'm talking about, it's kind of defrosting an aspect of your character. It's allowing you to warm up, and it's saying, hey, this is safe. This is your community. This is your family. This is where do you want to put the work? And it's saying, you can come out of the cold. You don't have to pass on these offers and be solo and be strong solo. This is about sowing the seeds for your new future. And a big part of that is your relationships. Why are we getting this? Eight of Pentacles comes out with Three of Cups. And that's your friends. Moon card, shadow self. Where do you want to put the work? I think it's in the quality of your relationships, making great friends, enjoying your friendships, enjoying your community members. That's so removed, but your love relationships as well. Got Emperor energy with, the exhausted energy of the Nine of Wands upside down. Things don't have to require a ton of work. You can, where do you want to put your focus? Who gets your time? Who deserves your time? You shouldn't have to throw yourself at somebody when it's not working and it's exhausting you. So who do you want to put that time towards? And you've got a slew of compassionate individuals that are going to be coming in now that you're buttoning up an old phase. So, and you're being beckoned by tarot to throw yourself towards them. Throw yourself into that world, and it might trigger you a little bit emotionally. It might make you feel a little more emotionally vulnerable, because you're going to realize that you care about these people, or that it's something that you want. And whenever those two components, are active in our lives, the vulnerability and caring, it makes us feel sometimes triggered. It makes us feel a little nervous, but it's going to be really exciting too. All right. So fourth and last week of January, you guys. What does the tarot have in store for you? Please like and subscribe if this was resonating. Thank you so much. Kick that video up in the algorithm so more Aquariuses can benefit. Okay, flying out. The Chariot. All right, fourth week of January for Aquarius. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got the Twin Flame card of the Two Cups coming out. That's beautiful. The Emperor. Wow, all major arcana except for the Two of Cups. You are in a very interesting place in the fourth week of January. Let me get some more cards out. I'd like clarity, please, for Two of Cups. Wow, you guys, 9 of Cups with the Lovers and the 2 of Cups. This is in the zone with somebody. That is beautiful. All right, I want clarity on the Chariot in reverse. Why are we getting a reversed Chariot? The Tower. I would check your cars. I know it sounds funny, but Chariot does often symbolize modes of transportation and cars and all that too. When you get the Chariot and the Tower card, I feel like you could be, you just want to make sure that, some of you guys could be doing some work on your cars and, like check those brakes, make sure they're working. Just want to throw that out there. Sorry guys. Yeah, like this is a new start, putting in the work. I feel that the Tower is actually really positive here. It feels like the Chariot, it's like you don't have to compromise in some way. Like you're starting all very brand new. You're going to be putting work towards a brand new start here, but it's sudden. It's like possibly, why are we getting the Devil? Let's hear about that. Why are we getting the Devil? Tell us about that. Wow, I feel like you're coming out of something really quickly. One sec. The 4th week of January. You keep on getting that. Fascinating. Okay, let me take a look at this, you guys. There's a place you guys go to. It's going to be depression for some of you guys. It could be imbalance. It could be this illusion of being stuck, of feeling a lack of confidence. And it's probably triggered just by the possibility of fresh starts, new directions, newness, And so it's a pattern to go back to that old behavior when something could be very quite positive and exciting and rattles you up, but it rattles you up. And so because that newness is scary, there is a behavioral pattern that you will be challenged. You'll be tempted to go back into. But what's interesting is we have the Emperor, we've got the Strength card, we've got this beautiful, you've got somebody coming towards you. You've got somebody that you're falling in love with. You've got your twin flame here. 9 of Cups, you're happy, so happy. More than you realized you could be. And then clarity on the King of Cups in reverse, please. So these are all very confident energies, flipping but not flying. The Hermit, flying. We have the Knight of Wands. You're replaced, this is so cool. So what's stopping you and moving forward is that trigger response of going back to that behavioral pattern. You'll be fighting that though. You're working through that. You're really being beckoned to absolutely be the opposite of insecure. You're being beckoned to take control of your life in a very new way. And you're going to have Emperor energy with the Strength energy. This is like coming out of one's shell. This is giving yourself permission. It's been there all along. You've got the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords upside down. The old way of doing things is no longer applicable. You have a new way. Instead of cutting people out, instead of cutting out opportunities, instead of going off by yourself, instead of that cold front that sometimes you have to place in front of your heart, that shield, that hard surface that in the past you've placed there just to protect all the softness of your insides. no longer works. That shield is no longer applicable going forward. You need access to your heart. And so you have to and you can't get access through that hard shell because you've got somebody who's warming you up over here. Your heart is being accessed constantly. And when you put that shield in front of your heart, well, then you block that connection. So you need to keep that connection open, right? You need a new kind of strength. This is about you reaching down, breaking old patterns in the 4th week of January and learning yourself in a new way, using a new implement of strength, the Emperor, with the Courage card, the Strength card. And you're going to realize, holy shit, this is a new way of ruling my world. This is a new way, and it's going to give way to a very new kind of confidence. I wouldn't be surprised if you became the aggressor, if you became, in a good way, I mean, like if you became so confident that you're even looking extra attractive to others, that, it's going to even release some playboy, playgirl energy for some of you guys, going out, having fun. It's going to be exciting. It's a whole new you. So you're finding a new route. You're finding a new way to go about having your relationships. And it's ruling with the heart, not shielding it. All right, so what advice does Tarot have for you for the last week of, we're getting the Queen of Cups in reverse. Last week of January for Aquarius. Coming in out of the cold, working with others. Last week of January for Aquarius. New beginnings. New beginnings. Waiting on some money to come in. I think that you might be busy with a collaboration, working with coworkers, or being hired to do something, working with somebody who's hired you to do something. I think you're focused on your finances and looking at the big long picture, being responsible and possibly making investments, things that are going to have long-term reward. Sowing your seeds. So you're back to sowing your seeds. You're being called by Tarot to pay attention to sowing your seeds, working in collaboration with others. You're going to have to come in out of the cold to do so. If you felt alienated or pushed out by a job, you're being called to pay attention to that. 7 of Swords is coming back out. That Deception card is coming back out. On top of our 5 of Pentacles, the coming back out. So something I think that felt sneaky or unfair, you're going to be getting down to the bottom of. You're going to have resolution, I think. With that, you're being called to pay attention to it. Yep, it was hidden, I think. With the Moon card, this deception, something's been hidden here. Tell us more about this. This was, I think it was, it's facing something. You're being called to solve a problem, get down to the bottom of something. If there was something hidden or deceptive, you're being called to fully face that. Now, I don't know if you necessarily need to argue or rile anybody up, but you're being called to face it. There's a problem to be solved here, and I think it's very much feels like coming to terms with something and not hiding from it at all. And rather than employing sympathy or trying to manipulate the situation in a passive way, actually fully front on facing it, because it's going to, I think it affects your well-being, but it affects your value. The world of value is pentacles. It's literally money. This is all about the big long game. You know, you're having a chance to stop and review what you've built in your life, how you've sown your seeds, and how you want to continue sowing your seeds. Do you want to continue doing this? So, yeah, something felt unfair. Something was sneaky. Something was not cool. And it's time to face that. Okay, Temperance. This is Temperance. This is our transformation card. So you're going to come full circle. You're buttoning up an old chapter. You've gained incredible perspective. You started this month out by being in the Hermit energy and being withdrawn and coming out of that. And then the world rose to meet you. New people have come into your life. Your heart chakra is wide open this month in January. And you are brave, not fake brave, not using false implements of bravery or courage, not manipulating, but facing things because you did the self-work, you did the shadow work, just like our oracle at the very beginning said. You guys, please feel free to leave a comment. I love hearing from you. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the luck in the world. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.